Before I get into it, I just want to plug my Twitch channel. On Friday around 8 p.m. EST, I'll be streaming some Mario Party as a break before my next big stream project, which will be a 10 HP run on Paper Mario 64. At least Paper Mario 64 is relevant to the video, so don't hate me for the shameless plug. Everyone has their favorite genre, right? For those dude bros out there, it'll be shooters or sports games. Cinema nuts love first-party Sony exclusives. And Nintendo fans love anything with Mario on it. For me, my favorite gaming genre is the good old RPG. Specifically, I love JRPGs. This includes turn-based, MMO style, tactical, and action RPGs. Especially turn-based, which is the genre I have the most affinity with, though my favorite game of all time is MMO style. I've sort of come to realize I just prefer games with a lot of strategy and a great narrative I can sink my teeth into. RPGs also tend to have a lot of player choice in terms of customization and progression. I think a great RPG's biggest asset is the world you play in. Since you spend a lot of time in them, you typically find cities and towns brimming with character and life, as if it was a real world. Then there's music. So many of the greatest soundtracks are from RPGs. Going through my top 10 favorite games of all time, you'll see a large amount of them are RPGs or have elements of an RPG. So let's talk about the game that got me into the genre, as well as a great starting point for people looking to sink their teeth into one. I told you Paper Mario 64 was relevant. My first RPG wasn't Pokemon, it was actually Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. I was roughly 5 years old when that game released, and I wouldn't own a Game Boy until a couple years later. This game is special to me, as it not only incorporates so much of what I love about the genre, but it's also a great first RPG. You don't have traditional level ups, but rather you pick between 3 stats to increase every level up. You only gain 100 points per level up, but it scales the higher your level goes, so the enemy that gives 2 EXP in the beginning of the game will likely give you nothing by the time you reach level 5 or 10. Your attack only goes up when you find an upgrade to your hammer or boots, giving the game a more adventure feel, similar to Zelda. The limitation on how you increase your stats simultaneously gives the player a lot of freedom on how you build Mario. Do you want Mario to reach the HP cap of 50 really fast? Do you want to fire off special abilities by putting everything in FP? Or go nuts by doing a badge build, which opens up avenues for creative combinations and insane challenge runs? Alongside creative takes on the Mario world and its inhabitants, this is the magic the franchise lost heading into the 3DS era and beyond. The best part is that I completely elevated this game, but it's the sequel, The Thousand Year Door, that takes everything to the next level. I'm really looking forward to the 10 HP run. This game has also aged surprisingly well from a gameplay perspective, so if you have NSO or a PC that can run N64 games, you should jump on it. Despite Paper Mario 64 being a great starting point in of itself, there's actually one RPG that is not only an excellent gateway, great for newcomers, it's also heavily tied to the roots of the genre itself. This game is kind of risky to recommend as a first if you really think about it. It's Dragon Quest, the godfather of RPGs, but it's also very basic as a series. You get your kooky cast of characters and NPCs that are all memorable, but the plot itself is just dark guy bad, light guy need to beat the dark guy to save the world with a medieval setting. It's like this almost every single time with some slight variation. Dragon Quest VII always stuck out to me because the majority of the experience feels unique. It's just very bloated. Anyway, Dragon Quest XI-S is my pick because of the modern quality of life implementation in the game, such as a speed up function during battles, making grinding quick and easy if you learn how some special skills work, a map marker that tells you where to go, a summary of the last major event of your journey when you turn the game on, and simple to understand battle mechanics. The story in XI-S falls under the typical Dragon Quest formula, but it is still engaging enough thanks to talented voice acting and excellent writing. Some moments in this game just punch you right in the heart with no remorse for your feelings. This game is also on every modern platform you can think of, and will always be available on PC thanks to Steam. The best part about testing the waters with Dragon Quest XI is the very lengthy demo you can try that carries you over your progress to the main game. The only downside to this version is the downgrade in the visuals from the original release. Getting the game working on Switch required a lot of optimizations, and when that version was ported to all platforms, they didn't see it feasible to re-add the PS4 assets due to the engine changes. Regardless, as someone playing it on PC, it is a gorgeous game that allows you to play at 4K with an uncapped frame rate if your beast of a unit can do it. My PC build can't do it at 140 FPS with decent settings, but I can max out the settings at 1440p 60 locked. By the way, Eric is 100% best boy and Jade is cool too. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I just want to announce that I am in the process of doing a low effort video series called Backlog Grind. I want 2022 to be the year I finish a lot of games, with the goal being 10. Last year I finished 8 backlog titles. I'm almost done with 2 of them, and I plan on making videos on each. Have a good night, and stay safe out there.